Hi, this is Mary Ellen Jarrett from naturaladdtreatments.com. In this video, I will discuss how our dominant brain hemisphere, eye, ear, hand, and leg affect our ability to learn, take in information from the environment, and express our understanding of what we have learned. We will see why creative risk takers are at a very distinct disadvantage in learning situations. Did you know that ADD persons have a very different learning profile, which can make classroom learning more difficult? Did you know there is an easy way to determine what your learning profile is? In this video, we will discuss just that. Paul MacLean, in his book, The Triune Brain in Evolution, says, "If uniqueness were an indispensable requirement for an evolving society, every person would be indispensable." Unfortunately, in society, uniqueness is usually only appreciated when someone has achieved greatness through it. Uniqueness is not something highly treasured in our schools because they are set up to teach in one-size-fits-all ways, perhaps thinking it is the easiest way to reach large numbers of children. Because of this, it is unfathomable how many people never reach greatness because their innate genius is never nurtured. Too many students see themselves as different in a negative way rather than as unique and gifted. If your child is ADD, their learning difference may never allow them to take full advantage of this unique difference. Therefore, knowing and understanding your child's dominance profile can be one of the most important pieces of information you can have to increase their chances of success in school and life. Your dominant characteristics can make it easy or difficult for you to learn, especially when you are under stress or when you are learning new information. Your dominance profile is based on your dominant brain hemisphere, eye, ear, hand, and foot. Your dominance profile determines how you prefer to learn, perceive, and respond to the environment. As you take in new information, especially when you are under stress, you access the senses which are ideally linked to your dominant brain hemisphere. When your dominant brain hemisphere is not opposite your dominant senses, as is true for many people, especially those with ADD, then learning is more difficult unless different teaching strategies are learned. Students most ideally set up for success in schools are left brain dominant and right side dominant for their eye, ear, hand, and foot. The sad truth is, however, that only about 15 to 20% of the population have this dominance profile and ideally fit the typical teaching practices used in our schools today. Research shows that there is a huge and disheartening incongruity between unfavorable school instructional methods and the learning profiles of the majority of students. Schools have certain expectations about the ways students should learn. Students who most fail to fit the above profile are seen as inferior or learning disabled rather than viewed as learning differently. Educational labels such as gifted and talented or special education have a direct correlation to a child's inherent dominance profiles. This incongruity is a major contributing factor in higher numbers of students with dominance profiles that don't fit teaching methods being identified as ADD, dyslexic, having emotional behavioral challenges, and other limiting labels. Earlier, I said that each of us has a way we prefer to learn, perceive, and respond to the environment. Prefer is the key word here. We can, over time, learn to use non-dominant ways to learn, especially if our strengths are used early in our learning to reduce stress and increase success and self-confidence. By increasing our ability to learn in non-dominant ways, we not only increase our intelligence, we reduce our levels of stress, allowing us to live longer, healthier, and happier lives. Unfortunately, ADD persons tend to fit into learning profiles that least match current teaching methods, making success and attention more difficult than it already is. By identifying your child's learning strengths, you can assist teachers to better reach and teach your child and reduce behavioral problems. Children can become less critical of themselves and more willing to exert effort if they understand that much of their difficulty with learning and attention has nothing to do with their intelligence. Even brilliant children can have limited success if they are taught in ways that are out of alignment with how they learn best. ADD is a multifaceted difference. Addressing only the neurochemical differences of ADD is not only short-sighted, it can also damage your child's already fragile self-esteem. To get you started on the road to success, I have written the Dominance Profile Training Guide. This guide gives you in-depth information on dominance profiles and provides instruction on how to test your child's dominance profile. The program also provides a full report on the strengths and weaknesses of your child's profile and information on how to maximize and capitalize on your child's strengths. You will receive your child's unique report once you test for and submit your child's profile. Go now to naturaladdtreatments.com to immediately get started assisting your child to learn and behave more successfully, or click below to see more of these free videos on YouTube.